Want to rise above what holds you back? These are the stories of those fighting that battle. It might also be the story of you. I'm Dan Waldschmidt, author of Edgy Conversations and strategist of billion-dollar companies all over the world. This is Mark Minard, author of The Story of You, the guy who knows a thing or two about never giving up. You're listening to Elevating Beyond. Let's get started.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Elevating Beyond with a two-word mission statement, change lives. Yes. And I am here with the one and the only, the legend, Mr. Ted Williams, the golden voice.
Mark,
how are you doing today, my good man?
I'm doing well, and I want to thank you for this opportunity and the consideration in having me on your show, first of all. And you got a nice house.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Shows anything's possible with hard work and being in jail at my younger age, and everyone knows my story. You're sick of hearing it by now. And if you haven't, first of all, just look up, type in Ted Williams viral video. It'll show up, had 45 million.
Oh, it's still
people
mounting.
Have watched that. It's craziness. The only other guests I've had that I've seen, this guy, Eric Thomas, E.T., the hip-hop preacher. I had him on the show.
Hip-hop preacher.
He's a cool dude. I've gotten to know him well over the years. He had a video, his original had 45, 50 million. That's the only other one that I've seen other than Eminem or Jay-Z or something at that level. That's crazy.
Hey.
So yeah, but watch that because that's going to and tons of people listening, watching probably have seen it. But, I mean, you were homeless. Yeah. And used to be in radio years before that.
And I amassed a criminal record as well. You know, you just mentioned that about yourself.
Yeah, you outdid me a little bit, I think.
Oh, yeah. I've got 2 Ohio penitentiary numbers. I have been in the pen. Something that I probably don't regret, but we all have a story.
That's right.
We all have a journey, we all have a gift, and we all have a purpose. And I guess in my journey, I had to go through some of those bumps and, bends in the road, so to speak. And
to let everyone know, too, with your voice, you were doing radio already before you were home. And then that, I'm just kind of trying, that led you into, you got more involved in heavy drugs, cocaine, crack, and then ended up homeless. Mm-hmm. And then there's this video they're doing of you that goes completely viral. And when I mean viral, the next thing I'm hearing clips on there of MTV is calling you out and Oprah,
NBC,
Dr. Phil.
Everywhere.
I'm leaving out a million. I mean, Matt.
Genuinely speaking, I had no idea what viral meant. So when they told me initially on January 4th, 2011, that the video had went viral, Mark, I have to always tell this part of the story is that I thought that I had created a virus. Computer glitch of some sort, and how that could have happened, I couldn't have done it because I didn't know anything about the internet. In 2011, it was just now.
Because you're home, they're
homeless.
It's on YouTube,
I'm not sitting
and you're
in the back
what?
of the woods with a laptop or a tablet or anything. So I didn't know what in the world they were talking about. When Dave and Jimmy of WNCI's Morning Zoo had a way of contacting me.
How did they get in touch? That's what I'm curious. So when you were homeless, were you back and forth in shelters at all? Or were you just doing...
between that and my little pup tent, so to speak, on the side of the highway, the road there. And
so how did they know where to find it? You kind of had your spot?
Well, they were talking about it, and it just so happened a friend of mine's mother listens to the morning show. And she said, I don't believe it. She said, they're sitting there on WNCI talking about a homeless guy who has a viral video. Is that Ted? And so then I get my friend call me, Mark, another Mark as well, calls me and says, hey, Ted, WNCI wants you, or one of the local radio stations wants you to call them or whatever. And so it's noted that I called them, and so I, again, thought that it was a joke. I thought it was an FBI sting or a sheriff trying to get me down with enticing me with a radio job to only arrest me for back child support.
Yeah, because that would have to be crazy. How many years were you homeless?
About 20 years.
20? I can't even... I don't think anyone could... Because when I'm watching that, I'm looking at it from the other perspective of not 1 year, not 6 months, like 20 years. And then all of a sudden you're like going on Dr. Phil, going on Oprah, going on, and it's great. Like
overwhelming.
It was
would
good
be
for
an
you, but it was almost like with good intentions, people want to help it. In my head, I'm thinking like, my God, like it was like too much. It was just, it was almost weird. Like it was good, but it's weird to see in a way how quickly, like, what the hell? Like you're here, then you're there. How can you even?
You can only imagine, Mark. I'm pulling up to the radio station the following morning with my friend, who at the time was my commissioned manager, so to speak, unlike my dear friend here, who is more than a manager. But
shout out to a man right here.
Oh, Scott Anthony, that's the man. That's my new manager, and well, we've been together for over 4 years now. But great guy. And with that being said, we go up there, and we're looking at every possible news satellite truck, CNN, NBC, the list goes on.
Yeah,
you know? And we're like, who in the hell is here?
Well, it's not like your addiction's just like, I'm viral now, so I don't need that crack stuff. It's so
I
easy
still
to
had
kick.
no sense of
I mean, that's what I mean.
Viral.
That's like craziness. Like,
yeah, I go in there, and all of a sudden I'm confronted with about 35 different cameras from all angles, and I'm like, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't think nothing. Money didn't enter my mind.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Or what to do with it when you would get. Yeah.
None of that. It was more like.
I heard one of your talks where you made a joke. You were saying you went from
Cobra to Goose in a matter of minutes.
I used to drink Mickey's 40 ounces. So when I heard that, I remember I used to drink Cobra too when I was in the trailer park in natural light. So when you said that, I remember Goose, that was the good stuff. We'd have the 175s with like the $5 cheapest vodka that tasted, like hairspray. Yeah. So when you said that, I was cracking up because I could, the people were quiet and I'm like, they're not getting that. I remember drinking those 40, the cheapest thing you could get.
Rock gut from hell.
And the Goose, like that was the good stuff.
Yeah, man, $50 a bottle. I'm sending my kids out of the Renaissance Hotel in Hollywood, California, out to the States.
So crazy.
And you know what? I have to tell you, during the taping of the Dr. Phil show, in which it's on, it's on YouTube as well, but not this portion of it, but I'm going to let you have an exclusive here.
Yeah.
But during the taping of the Dr. Phil show, I would always have morning coffee. And my kids, I don't know how long this is going to last, but as long as it's lasting now, get me another bottle of Grey Goose.
Yeah.
So they run out there, and we pour the Goose into the coffee. And you know what little nickname we called it? A Goofy. So when my kids would wake me up in the morning, or we'd have like a lobby call, to come down for the car to come and get us and all, my kids would say, "Daddy, you want another Goofy?" And only us would know, the driver would be like, "Goofy?" And Dr. Phil's assistants would be, "What's a Goofy?"
Oh, it's just the way he likes the cream and the milk and a lot of sugar.
But then it eventually got out on the Dr. Phil show.
That's what I heard.
To where Dr. Phil confronted my kids on camera on the show, and this is my Dr. Phil impression. You ready? Who ordered the Grey Goose? and then Dr. Phil's one of these guys at his studio there. They have cameras just about every conceivable crevice.
Yeah.
To catch any kind of.
So do they? Yeah.
You get all those reactions.
So it's like anything could be. Yeah, that makes sense.
Who ordered the goose? And this is what everybody's like. Dun, dun. It's a shot of my daughter going. And then me going like.
Did you not have a clue that was even coming when you were?
No, I didn't know anything. Listen, I hadn't seen a Dr. Phil show or anything. I think if I'd have had the choice of either or, Jerry Springer or Dr. Phil, I was more accustomed to Springer than I was ever watching a Phil show.
Yeah.
But what resonated most about the Dr. Phil thing was he's with Oprah. He's with Oprah. It kept being mentioned off camera.
Yeah.
He's with Oprah. Go with it.
Yeah, which is true. Then he had you go. Well, you agreed or whatever to go to treatment, but like. You're still on this freaking, even from what I heard, because I was watching a clip and you were saying they were wanting it, like you would call in and that would be played. And it was like, when you go to treatment, you got to get away from you got to start dealing with your own crap from within.
Yeah.
It can't be like this whole public. I mean, no disrespect to what they were trying to do, but like I can't imagine how that would.
When we come back, we're going right to South Padre Island, Texas, and we're going to talk to the man with the golden voice. Join us. That was Dr. Phil.
That's a better Dr. Phil than Dr. Phil himself.
So I go on the thing, not knowing that I'm actually on an air of a show,
like a reality almost kind of.
And I'm like, "Hi, Dr. Phil. Well, Ted, we have your wife and everybody here." And I'm like, "Oh my God, they don't call nobody in the Betty Ford clinic. Let's call Lindsay Lohan today."
Half the time they can't even give information that they're.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen, hello, or anything. And I tell you what,
real.
when I left during that time, as you well know, Charlie Sheen was going through some network situations in 2011. Winning! Yeah. And Lindsay Lohan was stealing. I left after 8 days. My manager that I told you at the time was stealing money that was coming over hand and foot.
Yeah.
Money was coming in. So I decided to leave. And the only thing that kept those teasers from surfacing, next on Dr. Phil, find out, that kind of thing, what kept them down to a minimum was because of Charlie Sheen. Those were more entertainment
started
stories.
Catching the tabloids more too.
More so. Yeah. Otherwise, had that not been going on, it would have been a fiasco.
Yeah.
Because I had my little share of paparazzi and things of that nature too.
Well, I mean, it's so
they were
quickly.
chasing me. There was all kind of things. In the treatment center, we saw cameras on telescopic poles.
Really?
Over the thing like that. And the guys that I was in there with were having a ball with that because none of them. I was in treatment with some high-profile athletes.
Yeah.
And pilots and all kind of
I'm
big
sure.
people. Yeah.
Hey, at least if they were being proactive or whatever to help someone get treatment, they were taking care of their.
And I have to mention this, and I'll leave it alone. On the treatment side, it was probably one of the most high-end treatment centers. It was $40,000 a month.
Wow.
And Dr. Phil did spend over $250,000 for us to get treatment for 90 days, my girlfriend. And I do want to say kudos, Dr. Phil. I love you.
Sure.
Without a doubt.
Sure. And I imagine his heart was in the right. It's just that's the world that they're living in.
Exploitation manner.
But it was
my wife, my girlfriend, should I say, she was a lady of the evening, keeping a gangster, a prostitute.
Yeah, no, I heard that too. But and
so
you guys stayed together the whole time too.
Yeah, and he tried his best to separate us. Even while I was on that phone in that treatment center. Well, Ted, if she doesn't go to treatment today, we're going to do our best to keep you away. I'm like, what? So I've been with this girl here. She was with me through thick and thin.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. You ain't going to do that if it's only going to be by a mutual agreement that we, separate.
And it was cool. I like how you talk, because I talk about God in a real way too. I'm like, when I was in jail, I still believed in God when I was doing everything. And people are like, how could you? I always believed in God would talk to me. When I kept hitting my rock bottom and almost died and stuff, God's like, I'm like, why does this keep happening, God? And he's like, because you keep doing stupid things. I love you. I still love you, but this is why you're not getting any fruits in life. You keep doing dumb things keep. But I liked how you were open, like when you were homeless and stuff, you weren't like, you would say, I would still pray to God. But where did it get to a point to where like you hit that? Was there one? It's never just one thing, but like where you really said, "I got to get sober now."
I was making my best efforts in the process of the sobriety situation, but I was going through the process of like, Lord, I'm sick of stealing, depriving all of these businesses of merchandise and money and conning people out of money and staying. The Lord took me to that highway corner. He said, "You have never thanked me for anything." I was a very successful radio announcer.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
And a few other markets. But I was very successful. Met Lionel Richie, kicked it with Larry Blackman of Cameo. Had some great hands-on with a lot of great people. Never thanked God for any of it. But it took me to that highway corner. You've never worshipped me, you never thanked me or whatever, because, Mark, I was a thief. I had acquired that skill of thievery and all those things in that drug addiction world. And I used to look at guys that stood on highway corners like, damn, you can't do nothing else? You can't go and get a cordless DeWalt drill and sell it and be done?
Yeah.
You got to stand there and listen to people say, get off the corner, crackhead.
Yeah.
Get a job.
Yeah, and for 20
and that was
years.
just for my mom. You can only imagine what other people said.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't get the joke.
I can't. Yeah.
There was a joke
I got
in
you.
there.
I got you.
I say other things though, but as well.
Yeah,
but no,
yeah.
it was a journey. It was truly a journey, and it took me to that highway corner to acknowledge God in the fashion of what He wanted me to do. As you know, my sign said, "I have a God-given gift." That was my acknowledgement right there.
Yeah.
And every time, along with other parts of it, but that most important, I have a God-given gift, and I didn't look at it that way. I thought it was just something I developed myself over the years. You know, I always had a resonated voice.
Sure.
Radio was my, ambition. Everybody used to always try to, when I was younger, try to get me in glee clubs and choirs and all of those things. It just didn't interest me. But when I listened to personality radio back in the 60s and 70s, when radio was...
Yeah,
you
that
felt
was
a
like
part
the thing,
of that day of that radio announcer, or that DJ, or whatever you wanted to call him. You felt a part because he was telling you the weather. Sunshine today, highs near, that kind of thing. You felt happy.
Then they'd have they'd make some corny little joke back and forth.
Yeah, there you go, and my thing when Scott and I were doing the morning show, the Golden Voice show on WVKO not too long ago, I would always say, weather-wise from the weather guy, sunshine today or rocking the box this afternoon,
Yeah.
So that was personality radio. So then I knew that that's the direction I wanted to go. But never thanked God for any of it. Never, not one time, because I got a chance. If I died today, I can honestly say I've lived my dream. I accomplished my goal.
Yeah.
I've done something I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
And that was to go on the radio. My father used to always think of it as, that's no real job. Anybody can put a needle on a record. That kind of thing. If I was back in those days, they used to, have service stations that serviced you. Can I check your oil, sir?
Yeah.
Those kind of things.
Yeah.
If I would have had one of those
pump
jobs,
your gas sometimes.
my father would have said, "Oh, now that's a job."
Yeah. I've had every possible. There's different mindsets of what people understand as hard work and it used to be like you work at, like Eric Thomas, you're talking about, his mom worked, they were in Detroit, you worked for Dave Thomas too. Actually, Dave Thomas only had a 5th grade education.
Yeah,
so I don't even
adopted, wasn't he?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. But yeah, it was just different mindsets of, like, for some you work at like a car dealership, and I think it was Chrysler and Detroit, and you get the gold watch and you retire.
Yeah, that's my dad.
And that was like
Eastern
living
Airlines.
as good as it gets. Yeah.
Never missed a day, bonus incentives, definitely the benefits, all of that. A job with benefits.
Yes.
You can't beat it.
So to imagine like there's anything else, it seems
and so
like...
for me to be able to say, hey, Dad, I'm reading a public service announcement. Hey, listen, the American Cancer Society would love to have you.
Yeah.
Like, that ain't no job. But I thought he always, my impression as his child, my dad's just jealous. He can't do it. I can. I never wanted to work hard. I knew that early on in life. Never wanted to work hard,
It's a different type of hard work. When you're doing that and it's not the same as labor, but you got your calendar. You have a lot of different things going on. It's kind of draining mentally, I think, in different ways.
Sometimes his itineraries, referencing my manager here, his itineraries consist of so many things at one time. They could be a little challenging as well, or stressful too.
Yeah.
Ted, come on, we got to go downstairs. We got to get in makeup. We got to do that.
It uses a different kind of energy too, because you care, but it's like, man, because you travel, you're flying, you're speaking, but then I'm like, man, I gotta have some time in my room just to like chill out and stuff, and kind of.
He always keeps the key to my room because I'll fall out in a minute.
You really made a decision to start getting.
Yes.
Did you do a different type of rehab at that point? Because it's a process, at least for me.
At this time, being on that highway corner was my the beginning of what I was doing. I was getting a personal relationship with God, first and foremost.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I would look at guys that stood out there on those highway corners and look at them like, damn, you don't have no other hustle? So now I'm in their position, standing there, being humiliated, being grateful for dimes like dollars.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you get a little disappointed when you're standing there and somebody says, here you go, and they give you like 7 cents.
Yeah.
And then I just say, thank you, bro, thank you. And then the car behind them gives me a $5 bill, and I'm like, thank you, man, thank you very much. All right, have a good day. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So the Lord was working with me like, you better make that 7 cent get the same kind of gratitude.
Yeah.
You know, let that person know that what they gave from their heart, whether it was a minimal or whatever, they gave it from their heart. They didn't have to give you nothing, so you better be thankful. So then I started 7 cent. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And they're looking at me like, damn, it ain't nothing but 7 cents.
Yeah.
You know, thank you.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was going through a transformation. Smiling, not when you didn't want to smile, and being obedient because the Lord was working with me now. Like I said, some of them people were like, get a job, you crackhead.
Yeah.
I wanted to pick a brick up and throw it in their window, you know.
Yeah. And you, like you said, that's not the only word that they would call you too, but.
Yeah. And then I was predicting what nationalities, is that a better way? What nationalities would give.
But you know what? Can I just? I get it. I understand the culture, but so many of us have so much more in common from all. Like my wife's family being from Sierra Leone, and like people laugh. The thing is, like, there's white people that are freaking idiots. Like I can't stand. There's black people. There's Mex, and people are like, you can't say black. You can't.
Okay,
I'm
well,
just like, shut up. You know what? If it's a cool person, but I get what you mean. But I feel like the gap can be bridged more because the tension isn't even as much as the media and stuff portrays it to be. And I'm not saying that it's not real, it's not but also, like, I know when my wife and I were first dating as an interracial couple, I used to think everyone was always staring at us. And I'd be like, they must be racist against me. And I'd always be like giving these dirty looks at people. Yeah. And so then I'd get them back. And then now 13 years later, I don't even, it's just my wife. I'm so used, and no one stares at really. And I realized like half of it was me because I was constantly like, what do you, and they were probably looking back at me like, what's this guy's problem? I was thinking they must be racist against me.
Yeah.
And like so much of this tension, I feel like sometimes people need to just chill the hell.
Yeah.
No one really says what they want to say. That's what drives me crazy. Like, if you just shut up and stop acting like what's on the news, this little dot is really what's happening everywhere.
In the proverb, it says, lean not toward your own understanding. It'll make America and the world a greater place if we stop leaning toward our own understanding about things and just accept things the way they are. You start thinking about why. Why did he marry that black woman? Or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But what I was going to go back to real quick.
Yeah, the different nationalities you were saying.
The various nationalities who would give, I'll just say this. I'd stand there and I'd have my sign over my mouth, but I'd be talking to myself.
Yeah.
You know, whether I was talking to God or myself, but I would say, excuse the expression, but I'm going to say it anyway. This nigga ain't going to give me nothing. Or look at this cracker here, standing here. That's how I actually was going through that transformation. Because see, I was very prejudiced.
No, but
I have to tell
you're being real before your manager gets mad. Like I told Ted, we're real on elevating, but you're being on. To not share that would be more. You're saying like this is what I'm going through. That's honesty.
Was a racial. Okay, since we're getting real, it was a racial process that I was going through on that highway corner as well. And I'll tell you why.
Thank you for opening up and being honest.
My father was, I don't know if you, and I'm sure look him up later or whatever, Cab Calloway. Everybody know Cab Calloway. He was a light-skinned black man. Who processed his hair.
Yeah.
You know, and he tried to pass for white. My father was one of those kind of brothers.
Well, think of your dad. I know, and think of his generation. Too. Like,
and my mother,
an interracial marriage at that time would have been a totally different story than now.
He only kicked it with light, bright, and damn near white women. Okay, and my mother was very high yellow. Now, here's and wait a minute. My father, growing up, used to always tell me, "Get you a white woman. White women treat their men well." You know, and all through my life, I got the
crazy white women.
Listen, I never got a white woman my whole life. I got the blackest women you can find and had babies by him, okay? My father went to his grave saying, the boy never made it into the white world.
You took that Tupac lyric, though.
Yeah. So now I get into my late 40s and kicked it with a white woman. He's dead and gone. Don't even, never seen it. Now, wait a minute, here's another thing. Before he died, he would always say, whenever you want any business done right, get you a white man, get you a white lawyer, get you a white... Well, I did the opposite. I got me a black manager and all that. He robbed me so blind
that it forced
me to go to a white manager. And guess what he did? He robbed me worse than the black one did.
That's the truth. And it's so crazy.
He was just stuck on that. So there I was on this highway corner going through all of those surfaces of where the way I was raised. What should I do? I'm going through this identity complex. Am I white? Am I black today? Am I this? Am I that?
Yeah, like who should I trust more? Who's going to help? What are they like? Would they say, oh, black people don't tip, white people tip?
Yeah, there you go. So now
someone could take a clip. They could edit a little clip of that and just play me saying that all over. Mark Minard of Elevating Beyond's racist. Here he is saying black people don't tip, and that could go viral. And that's how stupid some things get. And I'd be like, shut up. You didn't even hear the rest of that conversation. There's plenty of stingy white people.
This old man's not going to give me nothing. This young lady, she's looking at me.
But you're thinking of that as they're coming through.
That. Yeah. So here, there's a couple instances that follow with this.
Your racial profiling, how much I'm not going to hold my sign up. You got like the better sign for that?
He's going to give me 5. She's going to give me a 20. It was hectic until I let all of that subside and didn't think about it no more and just treated people with the kindness and love and gave them the same smiles and never thought about that she's going to give it to me because she's white.
Yeah.
After that all left, it started coming, really grateful. I no longer... So the transformation began there. That's where my sobriety was trying to come in. Gerald Chenoweth, the gentleman who shot that initial video of the dispatch, video that went viral, came up that day. It seemed like God had commissioned him or ordered him to come up there. Because I didn't see any future.
To not believe in God and have all, it's...
So, and listen, I had kids that I thought about that would come up occasionally, Mark, and say, Daddy, that's a damn shame. You sitting up here with all that talent.
I couldn't imagine. And your mom, too,
my mom and all of that. And my mother's thinking, I sent this kid to parochial schools.
Yeah.
He's an only child. We've given him everything he could possibly want. And this is the way I'm going to leave this earth, knowing that he is nothing but a crackhead standing on a highway exit ramp, holding a sign, begging for money. Those are things that I had to let go and let God take care of, because if I would have festered in all of that degradation and all of that stuff that I brought upon my family, I probably would have went to the deep end and actually arm robbed somebody and been put away, because I was one of those criminals that I only did a certain little bit of crime because I knew I couldn't do no 5, 6, 7, 10, 20 years or nothing. I did those little petty things. Something I know I can do a year. I know I can do 8 months. I know I can do 6 months. I don't care how many mugshots you saw of me.
Nothing that's a 25 to an L.
I get out the next day, time served, things like that. You didn't have to worry about Ted getting those super felonies or, anything. So when that gentleman shot that video, I had no idea where it was going. And the rest is history on that note. Now, you have to remember, Mark, I'm going to leave it.
On that note, that's what I like, because the story behind the story is like no one really saw what else, the other struggles.
January 4th, 2011. Now, my manager likes to hear this story. 2 weeks prior to this,
we ought to just pull the manager out here on the show.
Yeah, I always refer to him. He's my go-to man, without a doubt. And so with that being said, he loves this story. About 2 weeks before the video was deemed viral, I was at a hotel. And the Today Show is probably one of the biggest morning shows for me. I never watched CBS This Morning or Good Morning America, any of those others. So the Today Show, back when Jane Pauley and Brian Gumbel and Gene Shalit and the rest, would always emulate the VO in the morning credit, live from Studio 1A. And my girlfriend would say, why don't you just stop doing that? Because it irritates me, and plus you're never going to do it. And I said to her, one day I am going to do it. And damn if it didn't happen.
That's great.
Damn if it didn't happen.
That's awesome.
It was like I died and went to heaven or something, because here I am sitting in the VO booth with Matt Lauer on the other side. Al Roker, Ann Curry, Meredith, and all of them standing there watching me do It's the Today Show with Matt Lauer and Meredith Vieira live from, and here my woman is like, yeah, that man said that he was going to sit up there and do, see, once he gave me the ring, I'm like, oh, shit. Oh,
it'll like beep out and then the manager's going to be
but
here.
I'm like, she's looking at me like, oh my God, he's actually doing it. And the Dr. Phil thing came up, Ellen came up.
Were you on Ellen?
No, and I'll tell you why. My manager, who I deemed, who robbed me there, Ellen was going to give me a $10,000 check, put me in an apartment, all this.
Really?
This MF wanted $20,000 because we made a mutual agreement of whatever monies we get, half.
You're coming from, like, the mind.
I didn't know nothing about
for so many
managers
years,
and
that had become your normal. And even for someone that had been living normally, to be like thrusted into that would be a huge shock.
Yeah. So if she was giving me $10,000, he felt like $5,000 wasn't going to be enough for him. So if he gets $20,000, at least $10,000 apiece.
Yeah,
we're good. So Ellen declined, and
so you probably didn't even.
But
know
I went on the David Letterman show, as you can see. My hat.
Yeah,
says,
I saw that.
It's the Late Show with David Letterman. But I did the top 10 list.
You know what? I heard when I was looking through the clips last night, Howard Stern popped up, and he was talking about getting ready to get. It was before he got his. He wasn't talking negative. It was before he got his satellite, whatever radio deal.
Yeah.
But it must have been when you went viral. They were like, can you believe that Ted Williams guy got a macaroni and cheese commercial spot? And Howard Stern's like, I know, all my guys were complaining to me that they've been doing this for all these years, and here he comes. And he was like, man, who cares? Let him enjoy it and stuff. And I just thought that was cool that, I mean, it's just crazy. Yeah. Like, that's really what viral.
If you want to see something and laugh at it, you know Vicki Lawrence?
Yeah. Not personally, but...
Yeah, Vicki Lawrence. Go to YouTube and look up Vicki Lawrence, Ted Williams, and see what she said. You know, she did a show called Mama's House, or Mama, whatever. A Carol Burnett look-alike and all that. She does it in that costume that she normally wears.
Yeah.
And she did it on the side of a road telling people, yeah, if you want to be a spokesman for a Kraft macaroni and cheese, all you have to do is be a homeless crackhead and stand up. Oh, she dogged me, really.
Yeah, I guess
but it was for fun.
It was for fun. You gotta. The way I look at that is, I'm kind of like, hey, if someone's
thought enough,
if I made it to a point where they've thought enough to do that, like that means that.
Yeah, so Vicki
Lawrence,
know
who I am.
There's many people that have brought their spin on it. Wendy Williams, another person, brought her spin on it. I ended up on her show.
I saw that. I saw a clip of that.
So there was quite a few things. Here she ended up relapsing.
Yeah.
Talking to me, because you know what? Through that interview, if you notice, she kept asking me about crack. And then we got into the mechanics of crack.
Yeah.
And so what did you call it? And then what
She's
did you
like,
do?
and who's your...
almost short of who's your dealer.
Who sells it to? No, I'm just I'll stop. I'll stop.
No. But yeah, so.
She's like,
but anyway, went to Wendy and all, but
yeah.
Went through management changes. Went through a situation where my book advance had gotten pretty much robbed from me by way of management and ill choices with bookkeeping.
Sure.
I knew none of these things. I knew none of the tax practices.
I have don't get me started with
and all of those things. I'll say this:
still a learning process.
That God is still in this.
Yeah, that's right.
He blessed me with the man I'm talking about, Scott Anthony.
Nice.
My manager currently.
How long have you guys been together?
About 4 or 5 years. Yeah, close to 5 years.
Nice.
And he has been nothing but a godsend.
So how much did you give him out of that $50,000 that you had that we paid you for Ted to be here? Stupid.
I see you got some swords up there. But I want to say, Mark, that it has truly been a learning experience. B, God is still in, well, not in this order, but A, God is still in this. B, a learning experience.
Absolutely.
C, there's still some work to do with my purpose of all of this. There is a purpose. And Scott has managed to get me another book deal. I have a new book coming out.
So let's talk about that. Your purpose now. You're helping homeless people.
Yeah.
Which that inspires you, I'm sure.
Oh, it does.
Because obviously you can, if anyone can relate. But then your other book, like what?
I was connected with a. Well, first I had my first book was called A Golden Voice: How Faith, Hard Work, and Humility Brought Me from the Street to Salvation.
Yes.
That did very well.
And you had a publishing deal with that one. Got it.
And now with my second publishing deal with the help of Scott Anthony, it's called the...
Same publisher?
No, The Power of Believing in Yourself and the God in You.
When's it coming?
To a Barnes & Noble's near you.
No, we're still working on it. He's going to do the VO for it first.
Yeah. We're going to do an audiobook first.
Got it.
I also have a few other things that I'm going to tell you about.
You'd be great to do your own audible. I wish you would have done mine.
Oh, man. You know what? I love you. And you do. Yeah.
My next one, yeah.
But it's the power of believing in yourself and the God in you. And then I also have affirmations that I do and Bible scriptures, the power of believing as well. And these are scriptures that help me through those bleak times that I was telling you about, when my kids' face would surface in my mindset and how they really wanted me to be the daddy that most children want out of a father.
Yeah.
Just some time, love, a kind word.
Yeah.
Let me push them down the street in their bicycles. That's all my children wanted
just
of
some
me.
time.
They didn't want no money. They didn't care if none of this transpired. What they wanted was time.
Yeah.
And I didn't see it that way because I was blinded by addiction. And you know, most addicts over a period of years develop some type of mental health issue. You know, whether you have to suppress them with depression and all. Mine was behavioral. I just acted out, you know, and as a result, I went to jail and would reflect in a single cell, you know, about like, how am I going to make things different? How am I going to make my... One thing that stayed in my mindset, though, Mark, I have to tell you, was that I prayed all the time. All the time. Whether it was in that jail cell, whether it was in those woods, in that house, wherever, I prayed. Lord, please make this year the year that I could do something different to where my mother would be at least a little proud, that all her hard work of being a parent was not in vain.
I remember thinking that when I was younger and going through all my stuff. I can't even imagine for all you. I remember I used to just pray, keep me alive long. I used to think I was going to die by the time I was 20. And I didn't care because I was just stupid, you know.
You still got a lot of purpose left.
And I remember thinking, I just want, like, keep me alive enough for them to just, like, be proud of their, because I had no excuse to be proud. Yeah, he answered that and way more. Thank God for everything. But
now they're sitting home going, my baby Mark, look at his ass now.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, so the first book you did, was that more your, like, life story?
That was a rush job.
So, because I imagine, because everything came so quick.
Yeah, there was a rush job.
You probably had ghostwriters in it. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
This guy that wrote my book
getting more into your...
was a New York bestseller writer, right?
Ghostwriter, yeah.
Yeah, ghostwriter.
Yeah.
And guess what his number one book was on the top, you know, the Newsweek or whatever they are, the New York's bestseller? Guess what it was about? A cat.
A cat?
It was called Dewey. And it was about a relationship between an alcoholic and a regular house cat. But it was on the New York's bestsellers list at number one.
It's funny how I just had a guest who founded this thing called The Onion. There was this funny online crazy publication that went huge. His book was a New York Times bestseller, but it only sold like 150 copies. But the way the bookstores calculated it, it's so weird the way that stuff...
Yeah, this guy was about a cat.
Works.
So I didn't know whether, you know, the book was going... I did go on a tour. I had a tour. I was on Wendy. I was on Today.
And you were everywhere. Yeah, you blew up so fast. So this one...
And this one's going to get an equal...
You've been putting way more thought. I mean, not even thought, should I say. Like, you've been through so much more.
This is going to be like
a
continuation of sorts.
Okay.
But most importantly, the power of believing. That's what it's all about, believing in yourself. I still believe.
That's so true.
I was at that hotel room believing that I was going to do that VO on the opening credits for the Today Show. The power of that believing.
Yeah.
Or it was almost like I claimed it.
I saw this studio before when I was doing my first shows in my car.
Yeah.
And it was raining outside. I'm like, I'm going to be having guests come. We're going to be sitting in person together.
Yes.
And at the time I'm sitting there, it's raining. On my cell phone recording the audio sounded like crap.
Yeah.
Like that belief, you keep holding on
to
that.
The power of believing in yourself and the God in you.
Yeah.
We all have to have that personal relationship to acquire.
Yeah.
Whether we let him go or not, you know, they always say, let go and let God handle those things. You do the things at forehand. Sometimes it's hard.
It is.
Every day you're pulling it back from God.
Yeah.
And instead of thinking that he's going to take care of it, how can he take
care
of it?
Or know when to do the work. And I heard someone say, do what you can do, and then God will do what you can't. Because some people will just sit on the couch and be like, God, I pray to be a famous movie star, and just why isn't it happening? He's like, go out there and do 500 casting jobs, and then you'll fail 499 times in the 500th.
I love this
You're gonna get it.
You ready? As children bring their broken toys with tears for me to mend, I brought my broken dreams to God because he is my friend. But instead of leaving him alone to do his work alone, I hung around and tried to help with the ways that are my own. And at last I cried and I snatched them back and said, Lord, how could you be so slow? My child, what could I do? He said, you never did let go. So there's where I find myself on a daily basis of telling him that, Lord, I'm just going to let you handle it and this, that, and the other. And then the next day I'm like worried about it again and thinking about it. Why?
It's a daily, it's an hourly, but I like that you're telling people, because people think that you find God and you have this in all, everything's just and it's like, no, it's a daily
it's a process.
And it's a lifelong journey.
We strive for spiritual progress rather than spiritual perfection.
Yeah, because there's no such thing.
No such thing.
That's what
I don't care how much you go to church, how much you do this, how much you do that. There is no perfect.
Unless you're lying to people. And that's why I've always liked, what always held me on to the Bible was the humanity in it. Like Peter would be still doubting Jesus, and Jesus would be like, "Man, I just did like 30
of little faith.
I just did 30 freaking miracles. You didn't." And that's not what Jesus said exactly, but yeah, he's like. But the fact that they still doubted makes me think,
I'll die for you.
If it was fake, they would have made them perfectly believing and never. The fact they still question in the humanity made me think, okay, that's a lot like us.
That's right. That's right.
And the realness in it, and they're constantly having to work on it. Yeah. Like that is what always helped me, because when someone's put on a pedestal, because I used to think that stuff younger, that the perfect people are born successful and they never have doubt, and it's the complete opposite. They have it.
That's right.
Like you're saying, but you just keep pushing through it with a belief. But that doesn't mean that you're still not battling doubt all the time too.
Yeah,
you know?
Right. One of the other things that you were talking about earlier, a little while ago, you said, Ted, you're helping the homeless.
Yeah.
What I do is I buy gift cards.
What's it called? What's your organization that you're?
Ted Williams Project.
Ted Williams Project.
It's being retooled through Scott.
Okay.
And we do have.
So we'll have all the updated links and stuff in the show notes.
Yeah. Let's see. One of the things I have been doing is buying gift cards from Kroger and Walmart. I buy $250 worth of $25 gift cards from both stores.
Yeah.
And I autograph my big head and big teeth caricature pictures, and I know I'm going to have one hanging here somewhere.
That's right.
But it's a novelty.
And
my
great.
penmanship, I guarantee you, will make up for the simplicity. But it is a likeness of myself.
That's awesome.
And what I do, any donation from the heart. If it's a penny and it's from your heart, as I mentioned, I'm grateful for dimes like dollars, but I'm going to autograph you one for your... It doesn't match this portrait.
No, it'll be great.
Yeah, just have it right there, Ted Williams. But I also have a reality television show called Second Chance. I believe that's the title.
Yeah,
Second Chance? Have you started it?
Well, we're shooting the pilot next month.
Really?
He doesn't like me to say shopping the networks. Come on over. Come on over.
You're weighing your different options out.
Yeah,
right
exactly.
Got
and you know, we have great ideas, and we have some good sponsorships right now.
Nice.
And so we're looking for a great time. I've never done any on-camera work such as yourself. You do, but
it's different than reality. Yeah.
So we're going to do the reality show.
Going around giving people a second chance.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and we're not going to say that they're deserving. We're just saying ready, because see, everybody's deserving of a second chance. but not everybody is ready
That's so
for
true.
a second chance.
That's
so
right.
we're going to take away the deserving and replace it with ready. Are you ready for your second chance? Because some people say, oh, yeah, I'm ready. And then next thing you know, 2 weeks later, they're back in the same boat.
Yeah. You got to, it's like, I had to hit my rock
apologize.
bottom.
My allergies are killing me.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah, I don't know how much you edit. But edit the blow nose.
Nah, come over here.
We do need that.
We got the kind of show that...
here, I'll sit here.
That, you don't have to...
Let's do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we'll
this
give you
is my manager, Scott Anthony.
We got to introduce you to the world. 52 countries,
absolutely.
4 million
the man
people.
behind the man with the golden voice.
So we're looking for people to help those that we're trying to help. So basically, say if you have a rehabilitation center, you're a president or whatever of a center, we want to send those people to you.
Nice.
So basically, say we meet someone on the street, just like how they met Ted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a real conversation.
Yeah.
Ted is going to have a real conversation. This is a show that's like, what is that? House makeovers?
Yeah.
So
Extreme makeover.
Extreme makeovers meets intervention. And Ted will be the one speaking to them, being real with them. And we will allow Ted to be real on camera. So basically, you say if you're homeless or whatever else you're going through a situation, he's going to be talking to you saying, getting in your business, basically.
Yeah.
And in the middle or end of the show, Ted's going to say, yeah, they're ready, or no, they're BSing. They're lying. Because, Ted is going to know.
That's right.
But then when they're ready,
that's right.
We're going to...
Can't bull the bull.
Yeah.
So
Ted's going to make a phone call and say, hey, I have Susan right here. She's a single mom. She's, had a hard time. She's on drugs. She's trying to get through it. You're an owner of a rehabilitation center. We want to get you in. And so then you're going to say, okay, Ted, we're going to make the connection. We're going to send her down here.
That's great.
So basically what it is that we want this show to be, for anybody that gets with Ted Williams, you're going to cut through all the red tape. We met with a guy that does the tiny homes. He's down with this show.
That's cool.
There's a guy here in Columbus named Jack, because I know they said they're going to do it, but you know how people are. I'm going to move for you, Ted. So we met with a couple of people that are interested in being a help.
Yeah.
So that's what we're looking for. Because literally we're going to do this not just in Columbus. We're doing this all over the United States.
That's awesome.
And
that's
more than
great.
anything else, we may do it online. We do have some networks that are interested, but we're still trying to decide which way we're going to do it.
Yeah.
But we're looking to shoot it in March.
Nice.
We're looking to, but we're still, ironing out some things. So.
Yeah, I get it. It's it's a vision.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Scott Anthony.
Locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. We need a little button to hit with
more,
applause.
Only he could have explained it that way. But I will say this at the conclusion. I'm looking forward to this. Are you ready? At the conclusion of every episode, I will say, I'm Ted Williams, America. Join me again next week for another second chance. Good night.
That's great. That's excellent.
So I'm looking forward to that little tag.
And so it's great because you're going after your purpose with doing that.
Yes,
that you can connect, because you had so many things thrown at you that it's like,
yeah, I didn't get a chance to pick nothing out.
but it's important that you got to find a spot where you do the hard work and it meets the passion too. And you're getting into where, like you said, you can't BS a BSer.
Well, thank you, Luke Skywalker.
No. They can't, though. You've been there. So you'll be able to ask that real talk.
Exactly.
But you'll really be able to help people at a deeper level than someone else, because you can't relate to someone.
Come on, Mark, you know better than that. I've stole from Lowe's. I know what time it is. Don't sit up and tell me that you're going to stop stealing. You're going to go through the process of stopping. Yeah,
there would have been a time you would have talked to me.
I swear to God, I'm straight. I'm
going to be, I
don't want to hear it.
You'll be able to see through it. Yeah. But people need that, because then maybe by them hearing it and you telling them you're still full of crap might be the rock bottom they hit. It may be 5 years later. You never know.
Man, that nigga didn't know what there you go. He didn't know what the hell he was talking about.
Hey, before your manager gets mad.
Yeah.
It's way better. If it's me that's saying that, we got a whole other type of... So before you get too mad...
No, you down with OPP.
That's the sword's going to be cut. I'll get you. So... And don't.
Let me have one of my things. I want to sign this for him on air. Yeah,
Let's do it.
It's in my little.
And then we'll let people know, so as they're connecting with you, if they want to get any of the... Now, is that...
Well, these, I just go out in the street and have fun. I tell you, whatever...
That's cool.
Whatever.
You know what? You should do some giveaways with your books as it's coming out. That'd be an awesome thing.
Well, we are. As a matter of fact, I think Scott will give you a link that could get some of my affirmations.
Oh, nice.
That I do, my audio affirmations. Of,
nice.
You know.
They're really nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, please do. We'll put it all in the show notes. It'll pop right up there. iTunes. Oh, God. It's iTunes, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Spotify.
We love Mark Minard.
YouTube. Spotify is crazy how much
I'm also a member
I just
of
got
Cameo.
on there. Yeah, it's like someone just told me, congratulations, you're on like one of the big shows in China that goes to 4 billion. I'm like, how is my even... Are my sponsors capturing those numbers? I don't even know. Yeah. But no, it's just cool that it helps. Like, it's so awesome how many different emails and like people write how the conversation we're having now just, it helps people. You never know where someone is at whatever level at life that they are. I'm always surprised. Do you draw those too?
Actually, no. A friend of mine over at the production studios called Mills and James.
Okay.
They had a guy, Ben, good guy.
Oh,
and he just wanted to embody the big head and big teeth.
Let me see that.
Yeah. See, the penmanship, I told you, will make up for the simplicity.
That's right. Look at that.
Yes.
Boom.
Elevating Beyond with Mark Minard.
I love that.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
But I haven't finished.
Oh, you're still doing it?
I got 3 words on there that he said, hey, I'll hang it.
Remember to keep. I just filled the blank.
Now, Mark, are you going to help with the donation, a penny or anything? Mark's like, no, I don't have. All I got is my credit card. He's going to be like the many people that, I wish I could.
Where would I have been profiled at if I was driving by? A 13 cent? 15 cents?
Nothing. Like, that man ain't gonna give me shit. He's one of those.
At least he's keeping
get it your own self, man. The way I did. I worked hard for mine.
I give. It's a weird. You want to give. The way I always look at it is, you want to help as many people as possible. But if you're bankrupt, you can't help anyone either. So it's a tricky situation. But
well, go ahead.
But being in your situation too, like, what would you say there was different levels of people that would be temporarily homeless or something that are just trying to get
going through a transition?
Like, would you guys even label homeless people in different ways? Like, oh, that's just someone trying to, they're fine, they don't really need it the way we do, or...
You mean me as a homeless person looking at another homeless person?
Yeah, like all those years. If you saw someone else, like
somebody
being serious,
got kicked out because of something.
You're like, oh, he's not really, or she's not. Like, don't give her.
Yeah, the ones especially that say, I don't go to jail. When they don't go to jail, they're not really homeless.
Yeah.
Why you ain't been to jail? You know, well, my husband lost his job, or he's sick.
Tell me about how much you do give even when you were in homeless.
Well, you know, that's just my nature. I give.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, you know, I'm an only child, first and foremost.
Yeah,
and I had a lot of friends of mine who had 13 brothers, 14 sisters, a house of 15. They didn't have the Christmases I had.
Yeah.
So as a child, I always liked to give my friends, I have 5 G.I. Joes. I'd give them one.
Yeah,
or like if my mother, there was an overabundance of toys. If I got tired of them quick, they were going to my friends. They were never nothing in the incinerator or down in the dumpster or nothing. I knew people that, and so it always brings joy. A lot of my friends deemed me as being a giver to buy friendship, or camaraderie, or anything of that nature. Like, oh, you know, if you want to be Ted's friend, be his friend. He'll give you toys, you know. And I wasn't that pressed for friends. Yeah. You know what I mean? 17 February.
Yeah, I've always been. I always like to try to help people. Now look at that.
Now it's complete. It says, remember to keep God first and all things are possible. And that's from your friend, the man with the God-given golden voice, Ted Williams, here on the 17th of February, 2020.
That's much different than where I took it at Remember to Keep.
Yeah.
I was about to hang it up.
Yeah. See, now what Mark's going to do actually is put that up there and make it into a bullseye, and he's going to throw darts at it and say, that lucky mother.
No way. We'll put it up there.
Yeah, that's for my friends at Beyond.
Then we'll let people know too.
Beyond.
Yeah, especially with your upcoming book that's coming out, your series.
And you're going to pass those links along.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And I want you to keep me in your prayers.
You bet.
And all of your viewers and listeners, I want you to keep me in your prayers. You will truly be in mine. Look for my new book. It's called The Power of Believing in Yourself and the God in You. I have an audio series in which my manager, Scott Anthony, will share it with Mark, and I'm sure he'll send it to you guys.
That's right. And a huge takeaway, I love you were saying it, Ted, is you just talk about that power of believing.
Yes.
And I think everyone listening to this, like not only your and it's a lifelong journey too.
Yeah. If you can see it,
no matter where you are, that's right.
If you can see it up here, then believe it in here.
Isn't that what faith really is too?
Yes.
Isn't it?
Faith, the evidence of things not seen.
Yeah, and no matter how long it takes, like don't stop.
Don't stop. Don't stop believing. Never cease to
Even
believe.
if you die believing, like that's what I say. Die, like don't give up on it. Keep going after it.
In the afterworld, it could transform. You know, we all have lineages, children, all those things.
That's right.
They could come out into their lives.
That's right.
What you perceived
you never know.
and believed.
That's right. God is always orchestrating.
Yeah.
Ted, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. I will let you, I say never settle, never give up, keep elevating beyond.
That's
you want to take it out?
And that's it. That's it.
I need your voice, man.
Okay.
Never settle, never give up, and keep elevating beyond. From the one and only.
Hi, Ted Williams here, the man with the golden voice, reminding you to never settle, never give up, keep elevating beyond. Let me try it again, one more time. Hey, Ted Williams here, the man with the golden voice, and listen up. Never settle, never give up, and keep elevating beyond.
Boom.
That was